Next to the fact that I just explained how the template looks like, and that I already ain't Secret Service anymore with access to that shit. Since June 2021, as I quit and began to work for the UN. And my shit changed because I still was connected to Canada. And the Canadian grid of the bot don't work on Roby. And the Russian grid neither. Still they wanna pull me back and pull me on their system. And then I fuck them up. Because I literally take an SRT and rip their head off. Or save a Brianna from a news channel in the United States in New York and took her to safety in my one 517 billionaire row block that I bought for 250 million on the top floor with visibility on fucking Empire State Building. Mine. Earned over killing these motherfucker heads. So they want to exterminate and illegally inject over the nerves, which COVID was already the first result of. And my wife was injected with syringe with SARS, AIDS, COVID already in 2018, September 12. Or let's say between September 12 and October 28. So because she talked and she could testify, she had to get force further. And Finland has a law anti-force. So that guy, Belch, Charles, called so-called Timo Ivano, forced her to Finland and married her and thought to have the Middleton status. And for Belgium that already was okay, because they thought we have it and we adapt. And it didn't work because the US law decides if not her choice, you don't get that. He couldn't even be a US citizen, so he kept staying with his fucking Finnish residence and with his Belgian ID card. And a fraud US passport. While my wife had a diplomatic, and that was decided in 2017, and he thought this bitch is next, because he couldn't go any single way and thought to go for the twinsies. Anna Maria. That was before I met Fabiana. Now, I ripped that motherfucker apart, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't give a fuck about how they feel, how they cry, what they do. I do it fast, I blast, I use their own shit against them. And I don't do guerrilla. They wanted me to guerrilla against them, because they were the ones that attacked me in 2003 already, and my whole family since my whole life. They only forgot to inform me. They always worked around me. Jessica went to my papa and my mama, or daddy and mom, and they clearly said, why don't you tell to him? So I met this bitch when I was 19 in Bar Kiravisky while she was 16 or 17, little cocky in a secretary dress to fucking suck advocates and attorneys. Because that was needed for the venue. They knew they were gonna get lawsuits on investigations and more, right? And doctors. So there's Irma de Munter before my injection. That was a female that most likely also went to bars like that, and that was a business bar where I came as I planted cell phone boxes. In that time the cell phone came out. So there was the wireless, the hand-free, and I installed that in cars next to my job. I didn't do it in a garage. I came to the people, they bought it, I went in their car, I planted that, I was paid, I was happy, I did it next to my job as extra side. I didn't do shit wrong. That dude said to me, we're gonna open a business. And I didn't sign any agreement with him, but that dude, I defrauded my fucking ID card and bought for 300,000 fucking cell phones at Proximus. I was the one who could pay it, not him. He went down with 32 fucking lawsuits, even stealing a ring, test driving a new 730 BMW, never bring back. How do you do that? Welcome to Belgium. Now, part of the organization started working for Studio 100, a kiddie thing. Did big events in Spotlight venue. They did nothing else than kidnap kids and females. Some didn't even make it in the building. They were already harassed and attacked outside. And then so-called were last seen there. After that, people who could talk disappeared too. I was blamed because I had my Galaxian. It does a little bit different than a Monitor and a Gemini or an EMC or a Z-Flock. It's a little bit different. Also non-replaceable and also not usable by somebody who is not allowed. And I like it because I don't use that to hurt civilians. And they would use that for that. So they think love everything and think to be admin. So I just had a little conversation hearing. What are we gonna do now? He's taking us down. What are you gonna do? We already have everything. This is not the mindset of a fucking terrorist who think that hack, as it's the 21st century, is gonna solve all his problems. Then why don't they have the Bank of US yet? And the Bank of UK yet? And the Bank of Canada? And the Bank of Australia? And so many other shit they don't have yet. But they wanted to swap it over the ODJ Republic. That's connected to the National Bank and the Bank of the Brazil. And some small banks in France and all the National Bank of France. Where they nicely hack banks and think to ping with skimmed credit cards. They are so-called US, as they can call them so-called Secret Service, because they have a wage between 10 and 15,000. My Admiral General Secretary of Defense paid me 16,000 a month. So according to my retirement, which I asked, if I have 20 years service, 60% of my wage every fucking month. I didn't work 20 years as Admiral General, but the highest wage you get 60% of, which means it's a nice retirement plan. But if you are military and you did your duty in 5 or 10 years, then you get maybe 30% of that. And they have a wage of 3,500, maybe 4,000. And then 30% of that, after 10 years working for the military, I'm sorry, I think is low. Because that means that they get 1,000. No wonder so many fucking veterans live on the street. These people served your fucking country. You treat them like fucking dogs. And I feel the same, treated like fucking dog over the fucking US military. Also over Canada. I don't want to do that anymore. Being good is good. What comes after that is fucked up. Look at Nico Hurst. All of the dicks think to steal my identity. If you have a global income and your military is so booming and you can spend so much on fucking airplanes, why can't you spend fucking 1,000 extra on people who really fucking help you out? So they can buy some food and not hang on the street or live in the sewer. And when they have a tiny house, get kicked out. And that's not just the United States. But this is now the fucking retirement plan is. So yeah, they have a retirement plan and they get a bonus when they get. Immediately take 50% taxes, and what do they have left? 500,000. How long do you do with 500,000? What is that, a house? Is that the security? I was in fucking luck to make so much cash on the bounties. And I had help from people like that. And even the veterans help the soldiers. And they still have that in them. And then you have the so-called patriots. Nothing else than doing drugs and selling shit. That's the things that attack the White House for a little extra side job. Fine. That not even is tax paid. And then you talk about 6 kills. Then 3 kills then. And 3 kills January 11th. because the 3 kills of the Secret Service agents, they were killed. They were done on November 11th. All redirected to January 6th. But they swapped time regularly, right? But that was a police report, I guess. And was it federal? CIA? 2-hour time delay on communication on the moment that Fabiana and Ronnie landed in Brussels. They were already shot, and my daddy-in-law was already hurt and stole a car and had to go to Holland to his contact. And then they started tracking him like a donkey because they wanted to finish him off, because he could testify against somebody that I testified against. And I dropped all the evidence on top. But they wanted to persecute him, since the map of the human rights was accepted and €300 fine million was enough proof that would definitely go looked further at, just like ATP, which is Belgium, and other. Now, a template planted on everybody, mocked at April 2021, after they assassinated my mama-in-law, as they wanted to finish her off in the hospital. And she called me from the hospital and she said, Axel, I give you the cash, I give you the house and a boat. I don't like it, and I'm hurt. And the same night she deceased. Now, they said to me this, she stepped out. She stepped out. I don't think she stepped out. I think she's finished. And stepped out and finished is a big difference, because that's what they wanted to do on people who testify and they couldn't have access to the cash again. Now, you saw a little drawing. That's a template of an SRT and a superbot. The little spickle cells are called little diamonds. The other one, the diamond grids. Diamond grid spickle cell was used for SRT. SRT use was only able to use by national security, United States, and Belgium is so-called admiralty. They combined it with superbot and they actually kidnapped both heads of Secret Service and MI6 work, which was Linda Carter and Mia Halligan. Now that bitch had a supervisor. That was Trump. And in 2018, that fucking supervisor sends her to Belgium to investigate the case Fabiana Middleton with the Jessica Doodle in a hotel in Mechelen, and gives a lot of fucking shit with her, with a full update. And that was arranged by Tina Mendesini. She was kidnapped and raped and hurt and violated, and ransom was paid by Trump to Belgium.